You're about to watch the complete story of one of the most mysterious and terrifying shows on television. We're going to connect every clue, explain every major revelation, and break down everything you need to know from seasons 1 to 3 of From. It begins as nightmares often do on a perfectly normal day. A family vacation takes a detour down a lonely road. Ahead, a single fallen tree blocks their path.
What are they doing?
They turn back, trying to find another way. But every road they take leads them right back to where they started. The town won't let them go, and by nightfall they will learn the town's horrifying secret. They're not the only ones trapped here. Our story centers on the Matthews family, Jim, Tabitha, and their children Julie and Ethan. They're thrown into this puzzle box of a town after a brutal car crash. They're confused, their son is injured, and a grim-faced man in a sheriff uniform is yelling at them. Because this town has one unbreakable rule: when the sun goes down, you're not safe outside. At first, they look human. They smile, they approach your window, and ask politely to be let in. But this is a performance, a hunt. The moment a door is open, the friendly face melts away, replaced by a monster with an impossible monster look. They don't just kill, they tear people apart. This is the town horrifying reality, a nightly siege against an enemy that cannot be stopped. But there's only one thing that works: a mysterious stone found by the Sheriff Boyd in a dark cave. They're called Talismans. Hang one inside and you create a sanctuary the creatures cannot cross. It is a town-only defense, but this protection comes with a terrifying catch. It only works if everyone follows the rules. Don't let them inside and close the window.
You nail the window shut. You nail.
But the daylight brings a different kind of challenge. How do you live a life with no future? The town's answer was to split it in two, creating a fragile society built on two opposing philosophies. On one side, you have Sheriff Boyd, a former army veteran. Boyd is the town's pragmatic leader. He operates on one principle: control. He created rules, he enforced them without exception, and he believed that rigid structure is the only thing standing between them and annihilation. His leadership was forged from his personal hell. Years earlier, his wife Abby cracked, believing it was all a nightmare. To wake everyone up, she started shooting. That single act defines him. His philosophy created the Township, a collective of private homes where residents survive in isolated family units. To this day, we have no explanation how the town was created or how these houses were brought in the first place.
There's a pool. Where's the motel?
On the other side, you have Donna.
We have an arrangement, Sheriff. You don't come here.
The leader of Colony House. Her philosophy is the exact opposite. She believes the only way to survive is together. Instead of building walls, she decided to build a family. Colony House is one big, dysfunctional, but a loyal commune where residents share everything. I mean everything. It's an attempt to find life, not just survival. But their philosophy comes with a terrifying risk. In the Township, one person's mistakes dooms their own house. In Colony House, a single mistake could doom them all. A lesson they will learn in the most brutal way possible. The sun goes down, the talisman goes up, and the people of the town hold their breath. Because every night, the true monsters of this place come out to play. They're not just some monsters, they're intelligent, sadistic predators who wear human faces. They whisper promises of escape. They study their victims, learning their names and their fears. The moment their trap is created, the performance ends. For years, the residents believed them to be invincible, but then two discoveries change everything. First, Sheriff Boyd returns from a journey into the forest, infected with a mysterious worm-like parasite. And in a desperate moment, Boyd allows a creature to attack him. The worms in his blood transfer to the monster, and for the first time, a creature is killed. The town finally had a weapon, or do they? But the second discovery was far more horrifying. In season 3, a resident named Fatima undergoes a supernatural pregnancy, only to give birth to a reborn version of the very same creature Boyd had killed. The truth is revealed. The creatures were once human. They were the town's original residents who made a dark bargain for immortality, sacrificing their own children. Now when one of them is killed, they are reborn through a human host, continuing their endless horrifying cycle. They're not just monsters hunting the town, they are the town. But there's one character that knows something that the others don't. For 40 years he's been hiding the truth about what really happened the night everyone died, and his name is Victor. He's not the town's longest surviving resident, he is his living memory.
This is my home.
Victor arrived as a young boy. One night, his mother hid him in a cellar. The next morning, he emerged to find everyone he knew killed. He survived alone, guided by a mysterious figure only he could see, the boy in white.
To learn for yourselves. It's the only way you'll understand.
While Victor holds the secret of the past,
The bad tree does bad things.
but what is interesting is that his mother is Miranda and she was killed by Smiley. This is going to be important later. While Victor holds the secrets of the past, new arrivals try to solve the puzzle of the present. The tech-savvy Jade and the engineer Jim discover the town's infrastructure makes no sense. Electricity runs, but the power lines lead nowhere. They build a massive radio tower, only to make a terrifying discovery. But the boys on the other end isn't a rescue, it's a warden. It knows Jim's name and it warns him that his wife Tabitha is digging a hole she should not be. This is the first concrete proof that they're not just trapped, they're being watched.
Your wife shouldn't be digging that hole, Jim.
Tabitha's digging caused her house to collapse, revealing a network of tunnels where the creatures sleep during the day.
The boy in white? He said that you would come, that I should wait.
She meets Victor. He's not just a survivor, he's a key living roadmap to the heart of the nightmare. But why? The creatures are a known evil, but the forest holds a different kind of secret, one that did not follow any rules. Victor called them the Faraway trees. These ancient hollow trees are portals. Step inside one and you're instantly teleported to another location. A terrifying gamble that could lead to escape or far worse fate. Boyd with Sarah, on a risky event, he's told by the boy in white to go through a tree and he finds himself trapped in a dungeon. This is where he meets a chained prisoner named Martin. Martin warns him that the monsters
Forest at night did this. They're just the tip of the spear.
before infecting Boyd with those worms. This infection becomes both a curse and a blessing. It gives Boyd blood the power to kill a creature, but it also unleashes a new horror. A haunting music box begins to appear in visions, its melody driving residents into dead-like comas and unleashing swarms of supernatural cicadas in their dreams. The nightmare has expanded. The threat is no longer just outside their doors, it's now inside their heads. While Boyd battled the infection spreading through the town, Tabitha was on a different quest. She was haunted by visions of spectral, silent children whispering a single word.
I'm not afraid of you.
She became convinced that, like Victor's mother Miranda, he was meant to save them. Guided by these visions, she followed a path that led her deep into the woods, towards a destination that had been looming over the story from the beginning, the Lighthouse. She found a specific faraway tree, a direct portal to the tower. She climbed to the very top, and there was waiting for her was the boy in white. But this was not a rescue. With an expression of profound sadness, he looked at her. This is the only way. And then he pushed her from the window. A fall from that height should have been a death sentence. But Tabitha didn't die. She woke up and she was in a hospital, seemingly back in the real world. For the first time, a resident had escaped, but this was not an ending. It was a horrifying new beginning. Outside, Tabitha meets one person, Victor's father, and together, they're returning to the town. One of the most incredible moments is when Victor is reunited with his father after so many years. But Tabitha's escape was just a temporary visit. A freak accident pulls her and Victor's long-lost father right back into the town. As she returns, the final pieces of the puzzle begin to slam into place. Jay discovers the numbers from the bottle trees are a melody. Playing it on a violin summons the ghostly children, who unlock Jade's and Tabitha's memories. And QE means remember. The visions are memories. Tabitha remembers being Miranda, Victor's mother. Jade remembers being Christopher, the man who turns violent before the last massacre. They are reincarnations, souls trapped in a loop, drawn back to the town to finish what they started. They were parents in their original lifetime who tried to stop the ritual, where the townspeople sacrificed their own children for immortality, because one of the sacrificed children was their own daughter. As they reel from this reality, a new, more terrifying player steps out of the shadows, the man in yellow. He walks in daylight and he's in charge. As the Matthews family is about to reunite, he delivers a final brutal message. He kills Jim, right in front of his own daughter. Jim Matthews, the man who fought so desperately to understand the town's rule, is killed for finally succeeding. Why? Because he was the final piece in the understanding. But there's one thing that's gonna be important in season 4, and that is Julie becoming a story walker, meaning she can go back to any moment of the town history, like to season 2, or now into this moment when Jim is killed. How this is gonna be important in the next season? Well, she's going to understand a lot of secrets about what's going on.
It isn't safe here. Go!
But there's also one element that comes into play, and that is that the boy in white is growing. Like he said, the rules of the game are changing, but why? 3 seasons, and that's all the information we have so far. A lot of unanswered questions, a lot of questions about what's going to happen. The story is far from over. The Man in Yellow is just the beginning. Already breaking down every clue and production details for season 4. You want to understand the theories no one else is talking about, like the hidden meaning behind the Man in Yellow children and what the final sacrifice will be. Subscribe.